What does it have? There was something in the bed!
What?
Let's take a look, Byakuya. Under the sheets. Well, what do you think it could be, Makoto? Use your head a little bit. Also, how did you not find it when I examined the bed earlier? Wouldn't that be where you'd look? That's what I was thinking. What is it? Another piece of paper. Okay. And she said this is a symbol of her determination.
I see.
About Mukuro Ikusaba. Well. A key and profile? Is that what all the stars are? I guess. How is this a symbol of her determination? Let's take a look, Makoto. What does it say? Mukuro Ikusaba, sex, female. The ultimate soldier? Oh dear. So interest in military from childhood. Elementary school. In elementary school, she began writing for military magazines, really? In Europe, she disappeared. How did we never hear about this, then? If it took over media outlets, how does nobody here remember that? International investigation turned up no information. She was never found. And she... What? That's crazy. Okay. What? What? That makes very little sense, honestly. There also appears to be some kind of writing on the sheet. Like, look above registry. There's writing up there. The ultimate soldier, and yet Kyoko called her the ultimate despair. Which is interesting, and I'm not sure where Kyoko would have gotten that. Okay, well, I don't completely understand it yet. What do you know, Byakuya? Tell me.
Naturally.
Interesting. Okay. So, Fenrir? I've never actually learned how to pronounce that properly. However, they could be involved in...
Found it! What?
Nothing. Eat it, Makoto, eat it.
What? Hey, come on now.
There isn't, thankfully. Though I think she did break into your office, remember? Well, okay, I guess that's true. Sakura's the one who did it. So good thing that Kyoko's not being punished for that, at least.
What?
Well, this has been Interesting. Why is this profile so secret? Because of Fenrir? 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 Federer?
Of course.
Roger? Letterer? Howard? I would like to know something interesting. Please. So what you're saying,
Hey,
there were 15 people, yes. Look at all those people who aren't here anymore. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's crazy to look at now, actually.
in other words,
There were 16?
yes indeed.
Okay. Are you saying that Mukuro Ikusaba was the 16th?
Mukuro Ikusaba, the 16th student, lying hidden somewhere in this school. The one they call the ultimate despair.
How come they haven't been
out for
punished
her.
for sleeping outside of class? Unless the dorm on the second floor, is that it? Perhaps?
Why?
Huh?
That was actually going to be my next question, is why are you telling us this? Uh-huh. Yes, of course. Why wouldn't you? What a
Yes,
problem that would be,
indeed.
after all. What a crisis we would be facing. Some revenge on Sakura, you mean? Oh. I thought you had nothing against Kyoko, though.
Hey,
A bunch of scars? Was that his entire revenge? Was just telling us something Kyoko didn't want us to know? Hopefully. Hopefully that was the entirety of the revenge. That must be Fenrir's logo. There. That tattoo. Monokuma did say they were stars, not tattoos. But he might have meant emotional scars, aka a tattoo. Oh, what do you think, Byakuya? I'll give you one guess.
What? Such ignorance.
That was actually kind of funny. Even though it was insulting, it was kind of funny. Mukuro was a student here, yes, and yet never took part in any of the class trials. Well, that's at least what he wants us to believe. Certainly. But that's not the only reason, Makoto. That's never the only reason. Because we need it for the case.
It's certainly possible.
Or it's possible she's dead. That Fenrir logo and all, you know? Or it could be Yakuda. It could be the other way around. Kyoko could have killed Mukuro. Again, not something I'm terribly thrilled about, because that means I have to essentially kill Kyoko, which would actually maybe even be worse than Kyoko being dead already. Yeah.
So, in other words,
Well, maybe isn't the headmaster at least. But I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I can't actually argue with a lot of what Byakuya said because I don't completely disagree with what he's saying. He has a point. But oh, we have the sick music going on again though. I'm sure there are, Byakuya. I feel like there's always places in need of investigation. And I never feel like I actually get all the answers that I want. Anyway.
Let's go.
Oh, it just took us straight to the dojo, eh? Okay, Byakuya, straight to the point. I actually don't hate that. There's my auto. Alright, well, which locker is it? I guess it's the one here on the end. Yeah, the key definitely goes in there. Pop it in, Makoto, and let's see if we find anything. What has Kyoko hidden here? Of all places, instead of in her room, considering the key was in her room.
I see.
So, I do see it, Byakuya. Now let's hurry up
Very
and get it open.
strange.
Considering it is the only one without a key. Well, yeah, it's locked. That's what it means. So let's go ahead and do it, shall we?
That's right.
And inside is... papers, maybe? Arrows? And what is that at the bottom? A magazine? Where did Kyoko get titanium arrows? And to what end? Is that really all? What's on the ground there? Yes, okay. What is it? It looks... Sakura petals? And duct tape? Oh no, it's blood.
I see.
Well, it has blood on it, Makoto, so I don't know the answer. Also, Kyoko's room was locked. The key was in Kyoko's room, to this. So, nobody's been able to access this except Byakuya. Byakuya is the only person who's been able to access this locker. In the last
strange.
3 days or however long Kyoko hasn't been to her room. Well, I don't see how the arrows are related, Byakuya.
Why?
And where is the next location, precisely? I actually don't know.
What?
And what do you think that is? The dorms on the second floor, perhaps? The library, then, maybe? Yeah, the library. Well, I definitely think Byakuya knows more about the library than anybody else in this school. So, I'm gonna take his word for it that it's a good idea to go there.
Let's go.
And that's very odd, still, that the archive has all that information the general public does not have access to. Though I do think it's very interesting. At least all the books are still here. All this stuff isn't gone. And does it mention anything about Mukuro Ikusaba? I mean, I guess that'd be really too lucky of a break. Wait, I thought I did talk to Byakuya. No, okay, I was like one pixel off.
See.
That is definitely the logo. I don't speak French. Parlez-vous. No parlez-vous. No oui. I actually don't even know how you say no. Wow, I'm actually terribly uncultured. Yeah. Direct combat with who and for why. Mercenaries are generally hired rather than just willy-nilly doing stuff on their own. The Wolf of Ragnarok. Who has hired them then, and why are they classified? And how do you just, as a group of mercenaries, suddenly cease all activity? Unless Mukuro Ikusaba just killed all of them and then returned to Japan. You know? Why wouldn't that be possible? I'm willing to make some logical leaps and bounds here, given that apparently she was writing for a military magazine when she was in elementary school. So, I mean, whatever. Unfortunately, Makoto, our world is a very vast place. With many different cultures and essentially many different worlds within it. Did anything jump out at me? Well, the fact that they don't exist, their logo. Yeah, the Wolf of Ragnarok, Dishel. I would! Would you be so kind as to share? Gets it tattooed on their right hand. Somewhere on their body, okay, we'll take it. Meaning that the body upstairs is pretty much Mukuro Ikusaba. Guaranteed. Unless somehow Mukuro Ikusaba and Kyoko Kirigiri. Oh my, no! I have like, what, 3 truth bullets?
Time is utterly silent, and yet it constantly assaults us, organisms, the earth, natural phenomena. It damages us little by little until the end. You should really think about that. Anyway, it's time to begin the class trial. So, please meet up in the usual spot. See you later.
But I'm so unprepared. No, the time hasn't come. And Byakuya, do you still suspect
That's
me? Because
right.
you're acting pretty chummy with me. If you still suspect me, I must say. What happens if I just don't go? What happens if I just go here? Well, this is a red door. Why can't I go through this red door? Okay, guys. Next time on Danganronpa Blind, we're gonna go through the door. And hopefully all the mysteries will reveal themselves to us. So, until then, thank you so very much for watching this, and I hope you're having a fantastic day.